If y'all happen to see anything that I don't see, comment below, please. Leave me a comment. Tell me where it's at. This is Friday, the 27th of December, 2019. We're in Talamina, Oklahoma, on the Bethel Ranch property. It's between 2,500 and 3,000 acres of privately owned land. It's only a handful of people that come down here during deer season. And in deer season in Oklahoma is only 2 weeks. There's not very many people down here. There's nobody down here since we've been here. We've traveled in the side-by-side. Oh, we've covered probably half of this land. I don't even know if half this land. But we haven't seen anybody here. We've been off the beaten path, up in the woods. No campers, no hunters. Nobody lives around here, close for where we are. We're the only ones down here for the last couple of days, except Keith. He's the one that came down here, and I'll introduce you to Keith in a little while. Stay tuned. That is the side-by-side that Mr. Bethel let us use in our search for Bigfoot. Thanks again, Mr. Bethel. Everything in the bushes is not a Bigfoot.
How you feel about squirrel for lunch?
As long as you fix some cream gravy with that squirrel.
And flour?
No. And make homemade biscuits. A Bigfoot jacuzzi. It's just kind of strange, this round puddle of water right here in the middle of the woods.
Meteor might have hit it.
What do y'all think? Leave a comment. Hey everybody, Squatch Cowboy. We went to the store to get supplies today. And when we came back, Kenny was going to go set up a game cam, and he'll tell you what happened.
Yeah, it was getting kind of dark on us and getting late and cloudy, rolling in, so we were feeling a little short on time. We were planning on putting this game cam a little further away from camp. Joe brought some old hamburger meat, kind of went bad, to help use as an attractant. So we decided to split up to, work our time better by him going and gathering some wood and me going and putting this game cam up. We had discovered a place earlier back behind us here while doing a little scouting, and I thought it would be a good place that's relatively close to the camp. So I decided to head down there and put this game cam up with the hamburger meat. Start down through there, it's just starting to get dark. You can still see pretty far, but it's starting to get kind of dusk. Get way back there, probably maybe 120, 150 yards from camp, way back in the woods. I'm going down this creek bed. It's really rocky. Not concentrating on being quiet or anything, just making a bunch of noise to get to where I'm going so I can hurry up and get back. And I hear something busting through the brush, I can tell it's pretty large. Of course, there's leaves everywhere. It's either leaves or rocks here, nothing in between out in the woods. And I hear crunch, 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 and brush breaking and stuff and moving. I'm thinking that's something pretty big, Could be a deer just running on the leaves, or something else, but it did sound pretty big, and not like I've really heard a lot in the woods, but didn't think a whole lot of it. I chalked it up as probably a deer or something. So I get to where I'm at, I start spreading the hamburger meat kind of around the little creek bed, and hanging the meat above the water on this tree, and I'm fixing to get the camera set up, and I hear these heavy footsteps. I mean 5, 6, 7, just bam, pounding in the same direction that I'd heard the brush breaking, just on further. As I'm getting ready to put the camera up, just thumping footsteps. It's hard to describe. Just, they definitely sounded bipedal. I thought, nah, I just have Bigfoot on the brain. You know, that's all I'm thinking about. I didn't hear it again. I went ahead and put the camera up, and I'm still looking back in that direction, wondering. I get the camera set and everything, and I cut across to the road and worked my way back up, and just chalked it up as probably just oversensitive, overthinking, you know, everything, and just came on back to camp and wasn't even going to mention it.
Well, Ken just told you his story. He was off back there setting up the game cam, and I took the buggy and went down the road trying to pick up firewood. I get about 200 yards down the road. It's dark as hell out there. I got my little flashlight. I can only see about 10-foot circle. And I start breaking up some wood to put in the back of the buggy to bring back for fire. And just about that time I broke one of the limbs, I hear boom, boom, boom. Now take in mind, Kenny has not talked to me while he's out there in that game trail. He's already come back to camp. I turned that damn cart around faster than anything that I've ever seen before, and I haul ass back to camp. I'm not hanging around down there. It's dark as hell. I heard these 3 big footsteps. I get back to camp, and Kenny says, "What's wrong?" And I tell him I heard some footsteps. He said, "There's no way you heard footsteps." I said, "Yeah, I heard footsteps." And then he tells me his story, and from then on in, we're just sitting out here in the woods, creeped out. We're just going down here now to check out where Kenny heard all that going on last night. Them big footsteps, and get the trail cam. See if we can find anything that ran across there in front of him. This has been a really eventful trip for us. We've had wood knocks, and then these big steps. We heard heavy steps.
Yeah, this is it. You hot?
Yeah.
Okay, I was probably right about in here, coming up on the creek. Standing water in the creek. And straight out that way I heard crashing, the sticks breaking just like you hear us walking through. Sticks
Which
breaking.
way? Point to it again. Which way?
Leaves rustling, but kind of off that way to the left, just a little bit from behind there, out in there. Sounded like something large just crashing through the brush, and then it just stopped. You know.
And going back that way? Went
Yeah,
back that way?
Either back or kind of slightly that way. It's more like I just heard it in one area. It wasn't long enough to tell what direction it was going, but then I went on up here. I thought, it's probably deer or something. I went on up here. Hamburger meat still over here. I started spreading hamburger meat around and doing some stuff before I put the camera up. And then when I went to put the camera up, I heard these big heavy footsteps, like 4 or 5 of them, just boom, 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 like something running back the same direction in the same location where I heard the brush crashing. Like maybe it got out of the brush and then it was clear. You could just hear feet pounding, just heavy, loud, bipedal sounding steps. And then I strapped that camera to that tree and got out of here quick. But you can see the hamburger meat still along the bank.
Yeah.
Even on the other side, that ain't good.
No.
And then I put that in the tree.
You'd think something come along here and eat it. Maybe it really was bad there, but fresh hamburger meat. Sorry. I almost dropped the camera.
They're up there too, so. Back this way, so I don't. Brush breaking. I mean, as loud as it was, we ought to be able to find, if we had time to look long enough, where something was disturbing the leaves, a brush crack or something. If we can get in the right spot where I heard it. I mean, it couldn't have been. You see how thick that is?
So you think he was in the creek bed?
May have been. I didn't hear like rocks clacking though. It was brushing leaves. What I heard.
I mean, you might think he might come down from the hill and come across and went that way. Maybe.
Possibly, yeah. Whatever it was. I mean, from where I was, it would have to, for me not to see it, would have to be at least 30.
Yeah, 'cause it's thick right there. It's hard to see. Very far down in here.
It's starting to get a little dark, not. I can see where I did it. The leaves, you can see.
That looks kind of old.
Older than that now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna turn it off.